Saga and Sage.
The Rise and Fall of Vitrea. Chronicle of Vitrea, the City of Glass. Founded in the year 1368 of the New Era, the city of Vitrea was a marvel conceived from necessity and ambition. Situated upon the reflective banks of the crystalline river, the city's architects employed a revolutionary medium, glass. Not as mere windows, but as entire facades, roadways, and even housing structures, translucent, gleaming, and shimmering under the sun's gaze. Vitrea was unparalleled among urban landscapes, a testament to human ingenuity fused with nature's ephemeral beauty. The initial impetus for a glass city was both pragmatic and symbolic. Strategically located on the trade routes between the eastern steppes and the sunlit seas, its inhabitants sought to dispel shadows and secrets, believing transparency would foster honesty and prosperity. Construction began with the fusion of sand, ash, and a secret alloy of silicates mined deep from the mountain of Lustrum. Skilled glassblowers and engineers worked in concert, developing large panels and cellular structures capable of sustaining human habitation. By the early decades, Vitrea bloomed. Towers rose like giant prisms, roads paved in mosaic glass glittered underfoot, and in marketplaces, light fractured into myriad rainbows, illuminating the vibrant lives within. Reflections multiplied infinitely, folding the city into itself, creating an infinite dance of image and surface. Yet Vitrea's fragility was its curse. The unparalleled brilliance that fascinated travelers also concealed structural vulnerabilities. The very transparency that invited wonder betrayed the city to the caprices of nature. Temperature fluctuations, the brittle cold of winter, and the rare but devastating tremors from the nearby fault of fissure. Officials maintained rigorous inspections and repairs, but the city was a living metaphor for fragility itself, beauty perched precariously. Despite warnings, the city's expansion outpaced its engineering. By the year 1423, fissures began to appear, hairline cracks spiderwebbing through streets and walls. Emergency protocols failed under the pressure of relentless growth and the insatiable hunger for light and space. The fall of Vitrea officially commenced on the winter solstice of that year, when a perfect storm of icy winds and an earth tremor shattered the great prism tower, sending cascading shards through the square below. The city, once a beacon of radiant hope, dissolved into glimmering ruin, remembered in chronicles as a fragile dream that caught the light and could not hold it. Diary of Althea, Vitrea's last architect.
Winter solstice, 1423. I hold a shard of the great prism tower in my trembling hand, the edges cold and cruel beneath my fingertips. This city, my city, was meant to hold the limitless sky, to cradle daylight inside every room, every heart. Yet, as I watch the light fracture and scatter, I am both creator and witness to its undoing. In the quiet moments between crashes and screams, I wonder if we ever truly understood what it meant to build with glass. Yesterday, the evening sun painted the streets in molten gold. A child danced across the plaza, her steps tracing arcs of reflected light like the brushstrokes of an artist painting the air. I envied her, so free, so unburdened by the weight of what I must do now. Tonight, I must catalog the fractures, map every weakness as if my pen could stitch the broken pieces back together. I am haunted by reflections. In every pane, I see not only the city but myself, splintered, translucent, fading. The glass reveals everything and nothing, a mirror of all we were and could have been. I ask myself if transparency was our salvation or our blindness. Did we build to capture light or to trap it? The city's fall is not sudden. It has been insidious, whispered in the crackle of cooling glass, echoing in every shift and sigh. I feel the city breathing its last, a fragile breath of hope and despair swirling together. If only I could hold the light inside the glass, seal it from the shadows that creep at the edges. But perhaps that is the folly of Vitrea. In its relentless pursuit of clarity, it forgot the shadows are as essential as the light. I fear that when the last shard falls, it will not be the end of Vitrea's story, but the beginning of its memory.
Prose-Poem, The Shattered Light. Glass tears, light fractures, splinters of pure thought, scatter across the floor of the sky. A city built of breath and thin ice, each wall a whispered prayer, reflecting 1,000 silent suns. The shards sing, a symphony of rainbows, each color a broken promise, each glint a fleeting dream. Fragile gates open to nowhere, mirrors dissolving into mist. Here where the horizon is a blade, and the heart beats beneath transparent armor. Time drips slow, and every moment is a reflection in collapse. See how the light bends, as though the city itself is grieving, leaning into its own fragility, folding like wings of a glass butterfly, echoing soft the song of falling stars. Do you hear the city sigh? A breath caught in cracked crystal lungs, an elegy woven in prisms, each fragment a soul, lost and found in translucent depths. The sun slips through fractured panes, casting trembling shadows, ghostly dancers on a stage of silence. Their steps both here and nowhere, a shimmer between being and unbeing. Vitrea dissolves, not in violence but in memory, each light that fades. A heartbeat slipped past the edge of knowing, a fragile spark folded into the dark.
The light was breathtaking. The city was beautiful. And the glass remembered.
Saga and Sage.